I'm so glad that my best friend is also a Melina shipper, so I know that I have a good friend.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just...
Hashtag Melina.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Blake the Book Eater here with a special guest, my best friend Austin. And today we're going to talk about the first episode of the Shadow and Bone Netflix adaptation. Okay, so first, special guest Austin, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Austin. What else would you like to know?
I don't know. What do you think the people should know?
You should know that I know nothing about the Shadow and Bone series whatsoever. I have not read the books at all. So I am coming in with literally no knowledge whatsoever.
So,
just watching the show.
Yeah, and then there's me who, if you've been following my videos, the Grishaverse, I have read all of them. And so she has read none of them. So we are both very qualified to talk about this show.
Incredibly qualified.
Okay, so the first episode, what did you think of the first episode before I talk about it? I want you to talk about it first.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I think there's a little bit of work that needs to be done with the sound mixing, I'm not gonna lie.
Agree with that.
There was just certain moments where it's like the music was like way too loud and I couldn't even understand what people were saying. So that's like my main like film like making critique on it.
Yeah, she's like a filmmaker. We're both, I'm like a writer and she's like more on the production type side. So
yes. Yeah.
We're qualified.
So qualified. My second one that's like more filmmaking related is also the acting of like, oh god, what's his name? The guy who owns one of the gambling places. Not Pecker, the other one. The hat. And he has like really the jawline.
Kaz?
I mean the cheekbones.
With the cane?
Yeah, with the cane.
Yeah, Kaz.
Him. Not loving his performance yet.
Okay.
I'm not loving it right now.
Okay.
It just doesn't feel right yet. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt of that it's probably gonna grow. Maybe I just don't understand the character enough yet.
Okay.
It could be that. We'll see. But first impression, he was the one actor where I was like, kind of iffy with.
Interesting.
But story-wise, let's go there. Let's go
okay. So let's first, like, how about you, just as a person who has not read the books, try to describe the plot of the show. Like, what is this show?
This show, okay, so we're set in like a whole nother world, where there's like a lot of wars going on between different sections, and there's this one area where there's just this thing they call the Fold that's just like an area of darkness and like death and like monsters and creatures, and people can't get through it. So essentially it's like preventing people from being able to like travel the world and like get outside and go places, which, you know, we all like to do. It's kind of a lot like COVID.
Okay, so yeah, so the Fold is COVID.
Fold is COVID, basically. But there is a girl, Alina, and a guy named Mal. M-A-L?
Yeah.
Okay, Mal. Okay, I got it. Alina and Mal, they have super cute chemistry. Like, the idea of what I've gotten so far is that they were orphans together, super cute. Right now they're like friends, but like, you know, they're like not friends. I'm
so glad that my best friend is also a Melina shipper, so I know that I have a good friend.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just...
Hashtag Melina. They have amazing chemistry though. Like
they really do.
Oh, and they're both so beautiful. Like, oh my god.
The casting in the show is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, so the first episode follows Alina as... and honestly, okay, one thing I did not expect, we got a lot of the crows more than I thought we were going to. So that's like our two plot lines for the show. We have Alina and Mal as they are going to cross the Fold, and then at the end of the first episode, they cross the Fold. And then we also follow Kaz, Inej, and Jesper as they are discovering that there's a job, and the reveal of the job at the end of the episode. What did you think about the crows?
Who are the crows? Can you explain that to me? I forget.
Okay, so the Crow Club is the place that Kaz Brecker runs. That's like the Crow Club. And Jesper is the guy with the guns. And Inej is like the Wraith, they call her, because she's like super sneaky and
so like that group you call the Crows.
Yeah, they're the Crows.
Oh, they're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun. I really like, I don't remember you literally just told me. What was her name again?
Inej.
Inej. Okay, cool. Really like her a lot. She seems really cool and interesting. I'm obviously, like, because of her character, like, she doesn't have a lot of power, and you can tell, so I'm actually really intrigued to see if she, like, gains power through the series. I kind of want her to. But they seem all very fun right now. I don't feel like, like, they're, like, a little mischievous gang of people.
Yeah, I mean, they really are. Okay, so my thoughts, just as a book reader, I will briefly talk about. So it's perfect. I mean, and like the way that they visualize the world is just so good.
So
like
pretty.
It's even better than I imagined while reading the books. Like it's just it's visually amazing. Like the CGI is fantastic. The environment work that they're doing, and the costume design is amazing. Like just the production as a whole, I think did a fantastic job. And I think I kind of get a pace or a sense of the pacing of the story just based on how much of the book they've adapted in this first episode, and it's very interesting to me. But also, the Crows, it's interesting. Leigh Bardugo wrote like a couple series in the Grishaverse. We have the Shadow and Bone trilogy, which follows just Alina, not the Crows. The Crows are not in it at all.
Oh.
And then she wrote a spin-off series called The Six of Crows, which follows their kind of hijinks in Ketterdam. I almost said Amsterdam. It's Ketterdam.
It's based on Amsterdam.
It's basically, yeah. And that takes place after the trilogy. So what they're doing is they're actually setting up the characters for that arc. And like all the material with the Crows in the show is like a prequel to what's going to happen in those books. And so it's all new material. So it's very interesting to see how they're weaving this together with the original trilogy. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it yet, but they have nailed the vibe of Ketterdam and the crew very, very well. One of my favorite things actually in the first episode was the actor they cast for Pekka Rollins. He was amazing. He was very ominous, and like he stole that scene he was in when he was like about to stab the guy. It was great. I loved it. Yeah, he's like, here's my foot.
It was so great.
And then I think the last thing in the episode that we want to talk about is the fold, when they go into the fold. So what did you think about that when they go in? The fold?
Yeah, my very first reaction was like, why is she holding her breath? I thought that was odd. She like enters.
No,
Alina
that was the breath that she didn't know she was holding.
Is that what they write?
That's like the YA trope.
Oh,
it's like she released the breath she didn't know she was holding.
Oh, okay. But the fold was really cool and interesting. They basically set it up almost, it made me feel like I was watching Pirates of the Caribbean almost.
Okay. Like I was gonna say the same vibes. That's so weird because I think like when they were in the fold, it almost felt like the part in Black Pearl when they're like underwater, like that vibe. Also, like on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, like when you're in it, like that kind of like misty vibe, like right before you go into like Tortuga, like that's the vibe. And it's so weird because I was thinking that and like I wasn't gonna say it, but
it's the vibe.
Yeah, so very Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, but like not as fun, like the dark side of Pirates of the Caribbean.
With lots of monsters.
Yes. Ooh, those were cool too.
The Volcra.
Yeah,
they did a really good job with the design. They're nasty.
Yeah, wonderful CGI work.
And so what did you think of when
her like
face exploded?
Yeah, it was cool. I did see it coming. Actually, like the second that they introduced the idea of a sun summoner, I was like, oh, that's gonna be her. Like immediately, I was like, yeah. It's the main character. But with that being said, it was still like a cool moment. She looked a little scary when she was bursting. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I thought she was gonna explode, maybe. I was a little nervous it was gonna go in that direction.
Yeah.
But it was a great moment because it was like super wholesome though, because they were like saving each other.
Yeah.
And it was so sweet.
Yeah, I really love their chemistry and just the character motivations. Also, I do want to talk very briefly about a change that they made from the books that I think is really interesting. So in the books, Alina is like, she's just Ravkin. Like, she's just like Ravkin. But in the show, they have chosen to make her half Shu, which causes some racism in the beginning of the episode. And actually, this show was heavily worked on by like Asian Americans. And they described like they put kind of like their own experiences into Alina and like how being mixed like made her feel more like an outsider opposed to like the other people in the orphanage and the army. And I think it showed, and it like they did it really well where it was kind of subtle but not like too in your face. And yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I agree. It adds a lot of depth to her character. That was nice, as well as the story itself. And like you said, it was subtle, so they're not like drawing on it a ton, but it's enough where like you have some moments of reflection there. So I really like it.
So that's it for our discussion of the first episode. This is the first video in a series, so we are going to be reviewing every single episode in the show as well as a series review. So be sure to stay tuned for that. So, would you like to say bye?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you said.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.